Hello, I am a real catfish, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to build a skyscraper. Now, if I'm smart enough, I would have already done the whole show off of the build at the beginning of the video, and so basically I'm going to be showing you how to build what you hopefully have just seen. Now, the reason I'm not sure if you've seen it or not, which I know you all have, is because I'm building this right now. This will be the first time this build has ever been built, and I'm very excited for that, obviously. But yeah, so we're going to go up in the middle of your build area. So this build area from that white bit to that white bit is 27 blocks, so I'm assuming I'm in the middle, which, to be fair, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12, so I am. So using the blocks we're going to need is smooth quartz blocks, tinted glass, although you can use any glass you like. I just think tinted glass, to be fair, this is a texture pack, but all the blocks are as close to vanilla as possible, but I use tinted glass because it just has a bit of a nicer, cleaner look when it comes to glass. Smooth sandstone and acacia doors. So in the center you're going to go up 4 blocks and then 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you're going to go across again 1, 2, and 1, 2 with doors. You're then going to come up and above with your glass and just completely cover this area in glass. So it should look like this. Next you're going to come forward with your smooth quartz blocks and come over the top like this and like this, making sure to completely cover the build over with the smooth quartz. And then what we're going to do is come back and leave a space of 5 blocks and come up again, so 4 blocks, and then connect it back across like so. How the heck did they spawn there? 1, 2, 3, 4. I just hope they don't get in the way of my build. And then we're going to come back in with the glass and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just fill in that space there like that. Now, one of the things this tutorial will be showing you how to do is how to use a structure block. So I will prepare you completely for that, don't you worry. It's not like I'm just going to spring it out of nowhere and you won't know what you're doing. Purely because it just makes the build a lot easier to deal with. Otherwise you will struggle with making sure this is done right. Next we're going to come back 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, let me quickly just fill this up. And so it's at 4 blocks now, and then we're going to come back 1 more to make it 5, and then we're going to do it on the other side as well, so make it 5 blocks back. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we are going to take out our sandstone and come all the way up and make it 1 block higher than here. And the same on this side, just make it 1 block higher. And what you're going to do next is come back in with your smooth quartz blocks and quickly just fill across the entire way, like so. And just fill it over. Making sure to fill in every block just to cover it up. And then you're going to come forward and fill over this block here. And fill over this block here. And then you're going to come forward 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to make that 5 on both sides. Bring it up, connect them up there. Like so. We're then going to go ahead and connect this area from here to across the other side. So one thing you'll notice about this tutorial is it's going to be very easy to follow, and that's on purpose, just to make it. You know what we're going to do is quickly in this area is just take this out and also get rid of this small bit here we just done. And we're going to quickly go into our inventory and get out smooth quartz slabs. And what we're going to do is, just to kind of give it a bit of shape underneath so that people that are underneath it can actually see the shape, is come in and just completely fill this area with smooth quartz slabs rather than smooth quartz. Now, one thing I've noticed with slabs is they don't just automatically go in, so you've got to kind of, you can't just hold down your click button with them, otherwise they'll keep messing about and just make your life really difficult. But that's part of the fun of Minecraft and slabs, so there we go. Let's bring it all the way back. And just connect them up. This is my first modern tutorial in a while. I hope you do enjoy it when it comes together. I enjoyed making it, and I'm quite excited to see how this build comes out, and I'm hoping that you guys will enjoy it as well. So now we've done that, we're then going to come above this area and directly here, so we're going to make sure we're above this one. You're going to get out your block of quartz and just directly above. So basically one thing you could do is just quickly do that, and then just place that block there. So with just normal quartz blocks, and again directly above, and then replace it with a slab, and then connect those two there. So you should have something that looks like that. Now, one way you can check to make sure it's right is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks. So there should be 11 blocks between them, and they should be directly above the area below. Next, basically just build them up a couple of blocks and just make sure they're out of the way, because one of the nice things is this area here is going to be a nice and simple glass area. So it will just be pure glass, so it will be inlaid by one, and then all the way up to the very top of this build will just be pure glass in this area. So it'll be a nice open area so that people can see out. So for example, if you're in a normal texture pack without a glass texturing, if you use normal glass or some kind of black glass, you'll be able to see all the way up to the top when it's done. So it'll be a really good way to just show off the build. Next, bring out sand. So what we're going to do is actually quickly with quartz blocks, just come up like so, and then come up so like again, and then with smooth sandstone, come back by 1, 2, 3, 4, and then come up by 4, and then connect this back up, and then we're going to quickly get out glass panes, and we're going to go for let's go black stained glass, purely because there isn't a tinted glass, and as you can see there and there. Next we're going to come across to the other side and do this again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, let's make sure it's in the right position, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, and then connect them back up again. Then we're going to put up a block here, and then block here, and again we're going to do it on the other side, so block here, block here. I really don't know how they spawn, I haven't got mob spawning on, but, well, I didn't think I did anyway, but hey ho, we live and learn. Next we're going to do that same thing again, so we're going to have, no we're not, we're going to change it slightly, so it's going to be actually 4 wide, and then we're going to come in with our glass panes and connect them up again. No, we're going to make it 3 wide, I've decided. There we go. So it's 3 wide, and then it'll be a case of it comes back like so. Come across here again. Well, I suppose these people are going to have a nice new skyscraper to live in though. And then again, they just connect like so. Here you go. So from here onwards, this is now connected up from the top to bottom. So what we're going to do is bring this all the way across and all the way back, and connect it like so. The floor is going to be something that you guys will be able to design with your own decisions. I think that would be the best thing to do. I don't really do well with floor designs. It's not that I don't want to do them, it's just I never have and never have been good at them, no matter how hard I've tried. So I will leave that up to you guys to decide if you want to put in floors. It's just floors aren't necessarily my area of expertise when it comes to building big builds. There we go. Next we're going to come across in down here, and we are going to, on the right side of the build, so this build over here, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to get rid of this whole area here, and going to make it so that this entire wall here, make sure that's replaced, make sure this entire wall here is just pure quartz all the way up to the top. Now this will look good when it's done, but for the minute it might look a bit strange, but just, you got to trust me on this one. I have some ideas about what I'm doing. Here we go. So this will come up like so, and then it will connect to this top bit here. There we go. What I'm going to do is, actually, I think One thing that might fit is... where are nether bricks? There they are. I think that nether bricks would fit quite nicely there. Yeah, as a divider. There we go. So we're going to use nether bricks as a divider there for these ones. Just so it's not pure all the way through sandstone or anything like that. So just bringing it all the way around. And then smooth quartz blocks again. There we go. So you can see it's going to start coming together. I'm going to bring this out by one block just so it is a bit more. I'm also going to get out clay really quickly. I think that would be quite a smart move. Each time there's one of those, it's going to be a block of clay. Yeah. Right, next we're going to come over across here. Now with this build, each of these windows on the actual reference image I'm using is similar to these builds here. So I'm going to see how that looks, and hopefully that will bring it together nicely. So just connect it all up. Now obviously a lot of buildings are very simple in design when it comes to their actual designing. So with the back here, again, we're just going to take smooth quartz blocks and just bring it all the way up. And where this is, replace that with clay. And we'll have ourselves a pretty little build here. Right, next, come on in and placing in the smooth sandstone. Just fill in this area here, making sure it all connects up nicely. Then come in 2 and just 2, 2 and then 2 again and 2. That works perfectly, but what we're going to do is 2, no, yeah, that works perfectly. Why would I change that? There we go, and there we go. Cool, so that will work up here as well. So 1, 2. So this could work as an office building, for example. Ah, see, no, it doesn't work. That was something I forgot to do. Gotta make sure it's got the corner in. Right. So in which case, the build will change up really quickly, just to make sure it does fit. I'm actually quite pleased that doesn't fit quite right, because it means we can do something a bit different. So 2, and then on this side we're going to come in 2, 2 again, and then 2 there. Now here is going to be that. So what we're going to do is, each floor is going to have that slight variation, so that one of the rooms basically has a tiny bit more extra space. So for example, if you were designing it from the inside, that could be an area where a bathroom is, for example, where just someone doesn't really want to have people looking through the window. So that would just make it a lot nicer as a kind of general kind of... you can't have builds look too symmetrical with things like this, otherwise it might look a bit weird in this situation. Otherwise it might look a bit too uniform, and then that wouldn't look so good. Obviously, it's not always the case. Sometimes having a completely uniform looking build is a really good thing and adds a lot to the build. But in this build's case, where it's a quite simple build, I think having it be a bit asymmetrical will be quite good to ensure the build just fits right. So that's there. Right, next, as you can see, there's a space of 2, so that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. There'll be a case of this bottom area here will just be one singular space. So basically they'd come through this canopy area and then come out to this open space here where they'd have the windows. Yeah, that's perfect. Cool. Sorry, I'm talking rubbish. I understand I'm talking rubbish, but it just, in my head, it's just a good way to kind of... I'm talking through what I can and can't do with the situation that I'm in, with the blocks I'm using, and so on and so forth. Again, that worked perfectly fine. Perfect. So actually, with this back area here, I'm quite happy with this looking this way. It will fit generally with what I'm after. And then up again, and up again. However, the next story above that, I hope will have a bit of change going on. Just you have to design a floor, otherwise you don't have a connection to the floor. And not having a connection to the floor is wrong and bad. Just keep bringing it across. But from the inside, one of the cool things is this will look quite clean and quite nice. From the outside it might look a bit simple and plain, but again, this is a skyscraper, it's meant to be part of a bigger city. So if you're building this in your city, just have it somewhere where the main focus of these builds is always going to be the skyscrapery part, not the actual floor. Because from the floor, it doesn't look like anything yet. It's quite a simplistic build, it's quite just basic. And to be quite frank, that's on purpose. These builds aren't made to look that amazing from the floor. However, when you look upwards, that's when the amazing stuff happens. Right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to build one more floor quickly, and then we're going to switch over to using a structure block just to kind of work with that. So what we're going to do is bring this sandstone out, and what we're going to do is actually have it be slightly differently shaped from the bottom. And what we're going to do is let's see. Maybe this. Right, let's just bring this back here and just see what happens. I think if it's left like this, it'll be too slim, so I think it'll be best to bring it out. Yeah, I do agree with that. I just agreed with myself, okay. Yes, what we're going to do is just bring it in just by one, so it has that nether brick there, and then it just comes in by one block. So we'll get rid of this bit here, and just bring it across back over here. Yeah, this is one of the positives and negatives of doing this build style is you get to see how the build actually is done, but I'm a bit eclectic when it comes to the actual building. This is actually me building this for the first time, but the problem is if I was trying to rebuild this, I actually struggle to rebuild the exact same build, and so I'd have a completely different build to the original. So I give you the original build as I'm building it, because that just for me is the easiest way to kind of get it across. Right, so we have this, we have a start, we have a connection, we have this part here. Right, next we're gonna go up by 3 and then 3 again. So all these areas here are just going to be 3 blocks taller. We'll leave that there for the minute. Making sure that in each of the corners it's just 3 blocks tall. But as you can see, a really interesting thing's just happened here. That's 3 blocks and that's only 2 blocks, and that's because that one's touching that white bit of wall there. What I'm going to do is just bring this in and make it so it's a bit more similar. So I'll make sure down on this end here, 1, 2, 3, make it like that, there we go. And then in this corner over here. So again, as you can see, purely by mistake, I've made it asymmetrical again because it has this corner here. And what we're going to do is, quickly with our smooth quartz blocks, just connect this up above. Making sure it generally fits, there we go. Right, next we're going to go in and just above here, just connect this all up. Again, ignoring this area here, because that will come up and it will have its own space. And connect this across, and then I connect this across at the back. Right, so quickly, now I'm just going to double check 2, 2. You kind of get the idea, it's all going to be 2 blocks apart, except for this one here, where it's actually going to stay as that. So we just connect across, like so. There we go. Perfect. And then, just double check here 2, and then 2, comes across again. And again, you've got that space there, so this time what I'm going to do is 2, and then there. Okay, so what you do is come up here, connect these blocks across, 5 blocks here, and then connect that there. So you can see there's space there like so. Come across here and start placing in the black glass. Now hopefully these areas here will be the last time you actually do have to connect glass. So you'll be able to just use a structure block and make your life so much easier. And I do promise you life will be so much easier when we do start using the structure block. Come up here again, and as before, this time actually we're going to use, instead of nether brick, we're going to use nether brick stairs. And so quickly bring it upside down, like so. There we go. And connect the block in. Silly llama sounds. And the villager. God, they're really making a racket down there. Nice. They're probably very happy about being in this nice new skyscraper that's being built. And connect up the skyscraper like so. So again, this will just give it a tiny bit of shape, which will be good, and is always a positive thing to do with a build. Ah, so difficult. There we go. Connecting it across. Come along now, you're almost there. There we go. Oh, come on. And then come across to this build part here. And again, very similar, just connect it all up. This will become easier when we don't have to do it anymore. It literally went everywhere other than where I was clicking for. Right, get out your quartz block and just connect to the top like so. I swear, how did that not break? I literally heard the block break. It hit the block behind it? Ah, I don't understand. Oh well. We connect this up like so. And then tinted glass. Just bringing it all up. And then walla bam walla boom. We have the start of a skyscraper. So next, we are going to go ahead and quickly get out our clay blocks. So that there. And then the same on the other side. And we're now going to clear our inventory and get out quartz bricks. Yeah, and quickly just go across this part here. Oh. And replace these with quartz bricks. Again, just slightly breaking up the monotony of just it being one colour. So having this generally kind of small bit where it just connects up, just showing that slightly difference in shading and shape. Next, we're going to quickly get out our I've noticed this hasn't got any glass panes. Just finish off the glass pane filling. I can't believe I missed that. I can't believe literally I've missed like 3 of the walls. I got so excited about that part, I just forgot about the rest of it. Quickly connect it up. And make sure it all sticks. There we go. Right, so now we're going to get out a structure block. So we're going to go into our chat menu, press /give at structure _block. So basically that entire thing there is a command. So it basically gives, so at s is you, and structure block is obviously, well, structure block. Next, I'm then given a structure block. Oh look, here's one I had earlier. I don't know whether, because I already had glass there. Right, next we're going to come down to here. So one above. Now we're going to, so I already know this is the corner, but the best thing I recommend is try and find a good corner to work from. So for me, I know this is a good corner. Now I could leave it as 5 blocks, but I'm going to make it 1 block higher so that I know that it's always going to end up. So I'll actually make it 2 blocks higher. Yeah, because then I'll always know that that's where I put the structure block. So the next structure block will go there, and then so on and so forth. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to make this Y section 7, and that shows there that that is there. Next I'm going to make the X, let's go with 30 wide, and let's make the Z 30 wide again. So as you can see, that is the entire structure section there, and then I'm going to save that as Z. So next I'm going to come up here and load Z, and look at that, it comes in exactly as it should. And again, you can see it's got everything there, and it also gives me that block to build from there. So I click there, load Z, and it makes the whole process of building a skyscraper 100 times easier, because as you can see, it's now coming up quite quickly. So I've already got 4 stories there. So the good thing about using this separate coloured block is it always reminds me where to place the structure block. So it really is just as simple as keep clicking and loading. Now, it's very easy to make a mistake if you don't click it in the right spot, or if you press the wrong letter, or if you have multiple things saved. So one of the best things to do is just make sure you have absolutely definitely got the right letter, otherwise you can make mistakes, and trust me, I've done them before, they're not very fun to do. And basically we're going to keep going up to about 25 stories, because that would be a good size for the skyscraper. Let's see. And as you can see, again, it just makes life so much easier when it comes to actual building, because all we had to build was 3 stories. So 1, 2 and 3. And in the space of less than a minute, we've already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stories. So we're on 10 stories in total, but we've managed to do 7 in like a minute, which is really cool. 10. We're at 15 stories now. Let's have a quick peek to see how it looks from the floor. So from the floor, you can just see it just generally speaking looks like quite a good model. And I think actually that might be a good place to stop and actually just build in the roof. Otherwise it might just be that tiny bit too tall. I think this is one of those builds where the actual original model I've got is about 25 stories, but I think this one wouldn't look good with 25 stories, so we're going to take a stop here and we're going to now start working on the roof. So for the roof, what I'm thinking is, 1 second, yeah, so what we're going to do is, first of all let's quickly get rid of all of this. We don't need any of that, like that. We're going to need quartz and then glass. So the first thing I'm going to do is take out the block of quartz and take it out 3 blocks and then connect it across. And then take this up by 3 blocks and connect it across again. Next we're going to take smooth quartz out again and we're going to take it up by 4 blocks. Now what we're going to do with this is just bring it across. So it's going to connect up to this other side here. And what this would do is it will overhang by 1 block, so, like so, and then it will come down and it will connect across like so. So again, just bring it across, making sure it fits, and connect it up top. So what we're going to do is now fill in this space here, so from here to the other side, and we'll get right through it. So nice and easy. I'm hoping at some point soon to start recording videos for some modern houses. I have had some ideas. I think the best thing I would do is basically kind of get some ideas together and create some design ideas and then tweak and prepare them, and this might be one I can actually build in preparation for, because a lot of my tutorials recently have been basically videos where I've taken a video of me destroying a structure, then reversed it, and that's how I've been actually showing off the builds, because I have really struggled to actually show and properly build these things ready for tutorial. So this might hopefully be the start of a few builds where I just kind of, because again the problem I've got is For example, I've got my V19 tutorial, and that one was quite an easy one to do because that was the first time I'd ever built one. And so all I did was just edit the video to just kind of fit what I'd already done. Right, so what we're going to do next is pretty much just put up a pillar here and a pillar here, and come back to the back and make sure it's in line. So for me, that's minus 1759, and again on this side it's minus 1745, and just make sure they are connected. And then I'm gonna take, let's see, where's the nether brick? There it is. Just take straight nether brick. No, you know what, actually, we're gonna take the smooth, the block of quartz, and just bring it back and just connect it up. So the person who lives here has a nice big penthouse type of thing. Connect it all up. Nice and easy. And then bring it back one more block just so it's in between these pillars. And then we're going to take some black stained glass panes and just connect it. And there we go, so that's now a window. And it's going to be the same here as well. We're going to make this black stained glass window panes. That's the bit where it's really difficult, obviously. There we go. I made it look easy though because I'm a champ. There we go. And it's going to be the same on this side. So just connect it up. Nice and easy. There we go. And then we're going to connect this up as well. So the person who lives on the top here has a really nice big wide open window apartment. And that's the whole point of penthouses, you know, you pay for that top money for the big views. And that's what you're getting with this build, apparently. I have decided whilst building it. It's always fun to see where builds go. Next, we're going to go ahead and in the middle section of the build, so around about here, we're going to put up another pillar. So we're going to double check to make sure that it's the middle. So that's 6 there, and that's 6 there. So that is the middle. So 6 blocks from the sides, and then connect it to the top. And then just going to have it be more black stained glass. And that is, generally speaking, going to be the tutorial finished, which I'm very pleased about. If you've enjoyed this video, please do leave a comment and just say you've enjoyed it. If you've used this build in one of your own projects, please do tell me. I'd love to hear that. You know, I always like knowing that someone's used a build of mine in theirs. And I'll quickly come outside and just do a show about. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please also leave a like as well, and just, you know, comment telling me if there's any builds or like skyscrapers I should actually build in the future. And yeah, thank you very much for watching.